do that. All right, so thank you for being here on this very important day. A lot going on today. It is also my daughter's birthday. So it's a lot of emotions today, but we're going to start in our practice right now. We're going to start comfortable and stable. And if you want to be supported on a blanket or block, that's fine too. You can also put pillows under your knees. You can make it as comfortable as you'd like. And I'm going to try and read this meditation to you. So sit upright and then let your eyes close. I think we can all feel like we can take a deep breath of relief right now that the elections are over. So go ahead and take a deep breath and then let your breath flow naturally. Just let your face relax, your shoulders relax, your arms and legs relax. And rest your attention on the rising of and falling of your belly and chest. Now imagine a majestic, tall mountain. Bring a tall mountain to mind and contemplate how solid and stable the mountain is throughout the changing seasons. At times, the mountain may be clouded over, its peak covered in fog. Other times, the mountain might be assaulted with thunder, lightning, and heavy rains and snow. Sometimes the mountain rises into a clear blue sky. At other times, it's lush with foliage and plants, and other times it's barren. But throughout the changing weather and the changing seasons, the stable quality of the mountain is there. So let this stable quality of mountainness nourish your concentration and your ability to sit right now as we start our practice. So feel your seated posture to be like a mountain. Breathing in, see yourself as a mountain, and breathing out, feel stable. Some thoughts and emotions are like storms, yet others are like sunshine. Your mind can be clouded over, or your mind can be clear and bright. But through it all, you sit solid. We're going to take 4 more breaths in our solid mountain position. All right, and then open the eyes if they're not open yet. All right, today we're going to take this solid mountain position with us throughout our practice. So right now we're feeling it at our lower body. Later when we stand, we'll feel the mountain in our feet. And when we come to all fours, we'll feel our hands and legs and feet like the stability of the mountain. But for now, we're going to continue to warm up with breath. So reach the arms high overhead, palms press, and then turn the backs of the hands to touch and lower the arms. Hopefully you can see that. Inhale, the arms overhead, palms face, and then the backs of the hands touch, a stretch up and release. Let's go back and forth like that a whole bunch of times as we start to move our body. And if you have a cold and you can't breathe through your nose today, that's fine. Breathe through your mouth. But any kind of breath that makes you feel connected to your body and to your space and to the present. Let's go 3 more times with these kinds of palms facing and then backs of hands touching. And then the next time, just take the arms, raise the arms alongside your ears, and drop your right hand to the floor. Begin to stretch out. We're not going to hold it too long as we move back up, and then reach your left hand to the floor and stretch out. Make sure your right hip stays stable on the floor. Here we go, keeping it going. Move at your own speed. It can be slower or faster. And then the next time we fall to the left, hold onto your head and help your head up. And let your head fall towards, let your right ear fall towards the right shoulder. Hold here, just opening up the left side of the neck. Stable in your body, stable in your breath. Good, we'll slowly come up. And this time, take your lean to the right. Hold your head, gently help it up, and let your left ear fall towards your left shoulder. So in this way, we're just opening up the side body and the side. Good. And then back up to center. Feel free to stretch your legs or recross them. And we'll begin our circling. So we're just going to hold on to the knees and start to draw a circle with your body. You might establish that you want your circles to be pretty small or bigger or medium. So just shifting around and making the size circle that feels good. Go the other direction. If you've just joined us, please mute yourself. Thank you. All right, and then all the way back to center. Just sit still for a moment. And then we'll raise the arms up again. And this time, drop your hands so that you're twisting to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand on the knee. Start to turn to look over your right shoulder. Last full breath here. And then to center, raise your arms, lift your arms up overhead, and then twist to the left. Left hand behind you, right hand on the left knee. Breathe into your chest, into your belly, into your ribs. Don't forget your back. Good, last breath here. And then back to center. All right, we're gonna take ourselves to tabletop position now. And again, thinking of the mountain, the strong and stable mountain. We'll find it here in all fours position. And join me now in really feeling stable. Hands widespread, pressing up away from the floor. Now let's just move into cow pose. Chin forward, chest forward through the arms. And there's a nice arch, a sway in your back. From here, take it to cat pose. You can spread your shoulders around your back. And then again, our cow pose. So now do them on your own, switching back and forth. And then finally finish up the last one. And you can take an open knee child's pose or a closed knee child's pose, whatever you'd like. Settle in there, still finding the stability of the mountain. And let your breathing flow free. And if your mind is clouded over this morning, try and let it steer towards being clear and bright. Good. All right, arms forward. Let's slowly come back up again, back to that tabletop position. Now send your right leg back and really point the toe behind you and be aware of your hips being level. Now we're going to send the left arm towards the front. You can flex and point your back foot. So find what feels better, the pointing or the flexing, and hold here, grounded and stable and balanced, like a mountain. With the next breath, we're going to draw the elbow in to touch or to try to touch the knee, and then we're going to stretch out again. Breathe slower and fuller. Last one here. All right. And then from here, just come back down to the strong, stable tabletop position. We'll try the other side now. Left leg back, foot pointed or flexed, or try doing a little of both. And then right arm forward. Noticing if you're stable or wobbling, if you feel heavy or light, just noticing if you're stiff or if you feel open, and then with the next movement, elbow to knee. Inhales and exhales, longer, fuller. All right, and then the last one, to come all the way back down to that tabletop position again. All right, we're gonna try and take a puppy pose now. So for puppy pose, we walk our hands forward out to the long edges of the mat. And we try to keep our hips over our knees. And then we stretch out. It's like a little baby downward dog. If you're flexible enough in your shoulders, your head might even come down to the mat. So trying to take your puppy pose. We'll take 3 breaths in puppy. 1, 2, and 3. All right, good job. Now let's slither forward and just come down to lie on our stomach. And let's take Sphinx pose. So the arms are going to be bent. The forearms and the palms are pressing down onto our mat. Adjust your shoulders. Draw your shoulders back. Tops of your feet or your toes are actually resting on the floor or the mat. All right, so from our Sphinx pose, feel the back, the muscles of the back. And then we can look to one shoulder and then the other, or we can circle our head, half circles or full circles. If you don't want to do that, you can just be still. Right, from the Sphinx pose, maybe try stretching the arms straight for a straight arm version of Sphinx. And then returning back down to the first version that we started. Let's come down, lower your forehead, and slide your palms under your shoulders and press up to a little cobra. So the focus is on the muscles in the back now. So with that little cobra, you can repeat it a few times. You can possibly come up higher or not. So maybe moving through 4 of them, 4 more. And then holding a cobra so that, again, that image of the mountain, even in this pose, we feel stable. Think of all the cobras that you've done in different classes and all the different seasons that you've done them in. From cobra pose, come all the way back down. And we're going to stretch our arms back, lace our fingers up right above our tailbone. I'm actually giving my tailbone a little massage with my hands. You can do that. And then we're going to press up into locust. Toes can stay on or off the ground. Fingers are clasped. For 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release, come all the way down, and just let your arms reach towards your knees. Massage out your head. Moving on, we're going to come back to that cobra position. Press up and take it back to a child's pose. One more child's pose or puppy, whatever you'd like. From child's pose, arms are forward. Let's work on threading the needle here. Just stretch the left arm under the right, still in that child's pose. And I'll watch you for a second. Opening up your shoulder. Just reflecting on what arises in your body, in your mind, without judging or comparing. All right, so we're going to unthread the needle here and try the other side. Right arm under the left. Good, and then releasing. Let's come back up to tabletop position. And again, back to that right leg. This time, stretch it out, ball of the foot or toes pressing into the mat behind you. And again, that sawing movement, moving forward and back. We did this on Thursday, I think. All right, finally, we're going to raise the leg again like we did earlier. And then knee to chest, round the back. One more, stretch the leg out straight. And then knee to chest. Good, now step the foot forward and we'll be in low lunge. You can use your yoga blocks or your hands, or just come up and press your hands on that right leg. And you can look back, your back toes straight behind you, or maybe curled. Drop your hips and pelvis and just reflect on that. Reflect on enjoying that wonderful stretch in your left hip flexor. Now you can stay here or stretch your arms up. You can clasp your fingers and stretch your fingers overhead. Couple more breaths. Good, and then finally we release from the low lunge and take it back to the tabletop. All right, let's do the other side. So we're gonna reach back with the left foot, toes on the floor, and that movement, pushing the heel forward and back. And then lifting the left leg, pressing the heel or pointing the toe, whatever you prefer. And now exhaling knee to nose. We'll do 3 more of those. And then step or carry the left foot up to the front near your hands. And again, low lunge, hands on the mat, on blocks, or hands on that left knee. And look back at your right foot. Make sure the toes are pointing backwards. Drop your hips. Sit as low as you like, or not as low as you'd like. And just savor the stretch in your right hip flexor. Option to reach your arms overhead if you like that. Slow your breath down, slow your thoughts down. Here for 4 more breaths. All right, last breath here. Last breath like this, and then we'll return to tabletop, bringing our hands down, tabletop, and then up to downward dog. So begin to craft your way up to downward dog. And once you get to it, just be patient and maybe bicycle out your legs or use one foot to press down on the heel of the other one. That's a good stretch. Any options you'd like. Getting acquainted with that V shape of your body in downward facing dog. All right, so from downward facing dog, we're going to walk to the front of the mat soon, step or walk. And then you guys can take a forward fold if you'd like. In fact, I would encourage you to if your back feels good. I'm not going to do it today. So if you want, most of you are going to be in forward fold right now. You can dangle, you can sway, you can grab elbows. And throughout it all, feeling stable in your feet. All right, whenever you're ready, release your hands and soften your knees, and let's roll up slowly to the grounded mountain pose. And even here, find that stability in your feet, the elements of that mountain. Stable, grounded. All right, so from here, from this mountain pose, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and then soften the knees and take a gentle twist to the right. Again, stretch the arms up, bend the knees, and twist left. So that's what we're going to do to warm up before we move on. As we progress, we're going to be doing a lot of chair poses in this class. So right now we're bending the legs, kind of getting warmed up for that, right? All right, so the next time that you come all the way up, hold arms overhead, and then send your left arm forward and your right arm behind you. And with stability in your legs, hold the twist. Breathe into your chest, your belly. Good, and then come back up, arms overhead, and then to the left. Our legs are now stronger and more stable. Let's go 2 more times. Arms overhead, twist to your right. Arms overhead, and then to your left. We'll go 1 more in each direction. Inhale the arms up, then to the right. Inhale, stretch up, and then to the left. Inhale, stretch all the way up, hands touch, and to your heart. All right, back to your mountain pose. So whether it's windy, stormy, sunny, your mountain is always stable, right? Okay, let's go ahead and circle the arms up and bring your hands together, root down into your feet. If you like, you can take a little back bend if that feels okay. And then we'll come back up, stretch the fingers up. Don't do the back. I don't think I'm going to do the back bend today. And then we'll release into chair, bend the legs. Adjust your feet so that it feels good to you. High up again, reach and stretch, and then back to chair with the arms back. Let's go 2 or 3 more times. Because as I mentioned, we're going to be doing chair poses a lot today. The next time you come down into chair pose, let your hands be on your thighs or down on your knees and create that cow shape. Roll the shoulders back. There's a little arch in your back. And then exhale, create that cat shape. Tuck your chin. Go 4 more times. Breathe accordingly. Inhale, open the chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, round the back. Draw the chin to the chest. Last 2. Good. This time, chair pose, reaching the arms to the front or up towards the ceiling. And you're at the front of your mat. Good. Now step back. Bring your hands to your heart, and step back with your left foot coming into warrior 1. Go ahead and bend your right knee, reach your arms up. Hold here just for 3 breaths. And then we're going to pull down with our arms, like we're pulling down into holding one of those bars. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull the bar down. Last 2. All right. And then hands to the heart. Slide the left foot up to meet the right. Big stretch up. And then back to chair. Big stretch up. Back to airplane chair with the hands reaching back. Last one. Big stretch up. And this time, chair, hands to your heart. Step back with your right foot. Now left leg is bent and reach the arms up. Take your 3 breaths. Boy, it's windy. I'm looking out the window. It is really windy. And then after the 3rd breath, we'll pull that bar down. Reach up. Pull it down with resistance. Reach up. Pull it down. Last one. Good. Hands to heart. We slide that right foot up to meet the left. And stretch up. Palms touch overhead. And hands to heart. Now let's open up to the wide side of our mat. All right. So we're going to plie the feet again. And we're going to take 5-pointed star. So toes are out, heels are in. And just reach your fingers up. Reach your arms up. And then we're going to come into temple pose. So we bend the knees, palms press. Let's continue like that 4 more times. 5-pointed star with a full breath in. Temple pose with a full exhale. Nice long exhale. Again. If anything doesn't feel good to you, please don't do it. Skip it, modify it. All right, last 2, please, of these. 5-pointed star. Finally, to temple pose. Okay, from temple pose, we're going to open the arms like cactus. And then slip your right arm under the left for the eagle arms. And if you can't do that, just touch your shoulders, okay? It doesn't matter which arm is on top, actually. And then you can lift and lower your hips or not. This happens to feel good to me, but if you just want to be still, you can. All right, last 2 breaths here. And then we'll come free with the arms and back up to 5-pointed star. Enjoy, savor the stretch. Back to temple. All right, cactus the arms. Other arm on the bottom now, or hug the shoulders. 4 breaths or 4 pulses up and down, whatever you want to do. Good, and then undo and back up to 5-pointed star. All right, so we're going to parallel the feet now and bring our hands to our hips. Turn the right foot to the short edge of your mat and bend your right knee and stretch your arms out for warrior 2. Give a look to the back and then to the front. You can do that a couple of times. And we'll take a few breaths looking past either arm that you prefer. Sometimes it's nice to feel grounded in the traditional variation, nice and stable. Other times it's nice to have a new perspective. Maybe look at the back, the rear, whatever you'd like. All right, from here, take your left hand to your low back, and with your front knee bent, reverse your warrior. Even here, you can look back, have a different perspective, or down at the back foot. One more breath. And then please come back up to warrior two and straighten your right leg. Let's turn the feet parallel again, hands to the waist. Go ahead and take some breaths. And then we must do the other side, right? So turn the left foot to the short edge of the mat, and the left knee, send the arms out. You can look back, front, and again, you can just do the traditional, look past your left hand. That's fine. Or you can look back at your right hand. That's fine too. Hear yourself breathing. Feel that stability of the mountain in all of these standing poses. All right, we're going to release to reverse warrior now. Right hand supports your back with your left leg bent. Reach the left arm back, up or back. And again, look back or forward, wherever you'd like. Excellent. We're coming up and out of that now. Arms reach, and we straighten that left leg. All right, release your arms, parallel your feet, and we're coming into swan pose now. So heel toe your feet together. All right, so I thought I saw a swan down at a lake the other day, but it wasn't, but it was so graceful. I don't know why they call this swan pose. It was a goose, but there's something about this pose, I don't know, it makes you feel graceful, but it doesn't really look like a swan. Anyway, step on the right foot and lift the left leg up and hold behind or in front, wherever your range of motion is today. Hold behind that left leg and flex your left foot. If you need a wall to support you, find a wall or table or chair. So the point is, we're finding the stability of the mountain in all these poses that we're doing this morning, even this one. And now we're going to stretch the arms out. I still don't know why they call this the swan, but that's what it's called. But whatever, it's a good balancing pose. Breathe deeper. Last deep breath here in swan pose, and then reach the arms up and put the foot down and enjoy the stretch. All right, hands to heart. Shake it out. Let's do the other side now. So this time we're on our left leg. We bring the right leg up, hold behind it or in front of it, wherever you can grasp. Flex your right foot. Get ready to send your arms out in our beautiful swan pose. The birds that I did see were not swans, they were Canadian geese. They migrate here around this time, I guess, from Canada. Deepen your breath. All right, and then getting ready to put the arms overhead and the right foot down, enjoying that stretch again, and then hands to heart. All right, so let's do a little bit of work for the mobility of the hip now. You might be drawn to hold a table or a chair, that's fine, or a wall. I'm going to try and do it with just standing in the middle here. So put your weight on your right foot and hands on your hips. Now we're going to use this left to draw circles with this left leg. I'm starting with my big toe on the ground, but I might go ahead and take the whole foot off the ground and just work on luxuriating in these hip circles with the left hip. Carefully drawing these circles. You can either keep your foot on the ground, a couple inches off the ground, or higher. All right. And I'm going to put my foot down now, but you guys can keep going. Another couple. And we'll switch sides. So again, same thing. If you're using a wall or chair, you're holding with the other hand. We're going to circle the right knee. So I'm starting with my big toe on the ground and just circling, or maybe I lift it, maybe I go slower, bigger, smaller. So it's mobility and it's balance at the same time. So don't forget the stability of the mountain. Your left foot, your left leg is stable. All right, a couple more. And then we must let that go. So put that one down. All right, excellent. From here, walk out long again with the feet. Hands on the hips. We're going to turn the right foot to the short edge of the mat again. I don't know if you can see, but, and then I'm pressing my left heel back so that my back foot's at an angle for triangle pose. I'm not going to go too deep today. You feel free to go as deep as you'd like. I'm actually going to keep my left hand on my hip and stretch. And maybe put my left hand on my back. And then I'm going to take a very conservative triangle today. So fall into a nice level for you, and then fall into the rhythm of your breath as well. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here. 1, let your chest lift and open. 2, let your spine stretch, your neck be long. 3, feel the stability of the mountain beneath your feet. 4, and 5, we root down into our feet and float up. Feet parallel again. Rest a moment. Then we turn our left foot to the short edge of the mat, our back foot at an angle, and we reach over the left leg, coming into triangle pose. So today, everything I'm doing is little baby poses because of my back spasm, but you guys can do, get as deep as you'd like or not. Again, 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, savor each breath. 2, and 1, press into the feet and float up again. Feet parallel again, heel, toe, the feet in, and we're going to return to that chair pose at the front of the mat. So you can have your feet wider or closer. Let's start by dropping the hips and reaching the arms, maybe just forward or up. All right, and then reach the hands back. And then all the way up, find the length and the height of a mountain, a tall mountain. And then hands to heart. Let's go again. All the way up, tall. And then airplane chair and regular chair. So I don't want to confuse you, but you're at the front of your mat. Excellent. We're going to take one more warrior or lunge pose. We're going to step the left leg back and keep the left heel in the air. Cactus those arms, relax those shoulders. Hold for 5 breaths in crescent lunge. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands to your heart. Float the left leg up to meet the right. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's go again. Inhale, stretch the arms up. And this time, airplane chair. Reach the arms forward and then hands to heart. Step the right leg back. Keep the right heel in the off the mat for crescent lunge and arms up and or cactus. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hands to heart, slide the right leg to meet the left. Come all the way up for our tall stretch, and then hands at the heart. Okay, from here, we're going to come down to the mat now. So we're going to drop down to the mat, and we're going to take toes pose. So sitting on the toes, stretching all 10 toes out. And today, adding another pose for the shoulders, just taking the right arm across the chest and gently softening. Take a couple breaths. Our toes are working, our shoulders are softening. I'll turn this way. Good, and then we'll switch. So the left arm in front of the chest. Good, and then release. From toes pose, come back down to tabletop. Tap out your toes, get the blood moving, or wiggle your toes. All right, and then we're going to return to tabletop and then a child's pose. But before we do, know that it's going to do this for the shoulder. We're going to press back to child's and then come up, circle the arm to the front, and take it back to child. Press up, left arm circles around and front, and stretch back to child. Keep it going. Last one of each. And nice stable child's pose. Feel free to widen the knees. Here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Pressing up and crossing the ankles behind you and taking a seat. What we're going to do next is a twist. So right leg on top of the left, hug the knees in. Left hand on the leg, right hand behind you. As you inhale, feel the lift in your spine. As you breathe out, rotate right. Squeezing out any stress, any tension, any toxins. Good, and then coming back to center, we'll switch the legs. Left leg on top of right. Hold, left hand behind you. Inhale, feel the lift in the spine. Exhale, rotate. Last breath here. De-rotate, come all the way around. All right, we're going to go ahead and let the legs go long, shake them out. And then we didn't do a tree pose, but we're going to do a knee to nose pose. So left foot high inside the right. Feel familiar? We usually do this in tree pose. And then sit up tall, or you can start to fold forward. I'm going to stay tall today. You're welcome to fold forward, okay? Wherever you are, close your eyes and enjoy the experience for 4 breaths. Right, gently find your way up, or just open your eyes, and we'll switch sides. Same pose, other side. A moment. You can either sit up with me, or you can fold forward. Totally up to you. Boy, bodies are amazing things, and when they're not happy, they tell you, don't they? haven't been this stiff in about a year. Our bodies are also tied to our emotions. That's something that people are just starting to realize, especially the low back. Back problems, back spasms are usually emotional in nature. Unresolved emotions, tensions, whatever they are, they manifest in back problems. I'm just learning that. All right, wherever you are, find your way back up. And let's finish with a butterfly pose before we roll down to our back. So you can set your feet together and again, find the stability of a mountain. Again, as you inhale, feel the spine rise. And as you exhale, try to release something to the earth, something that you don't need anymore. Inhale, let your spine rise and give away freely to the ground, to the earth, what you no longer need. I think a lot of us are breathing a lot easier today. All right. And then from the butterfly pose, help the knees up, face the long side of your mat, and take your time or just roll down to your back. We're going to do a few rolling bridges, palms face down, gently lift the hips. Breathe out, lower the hips. Go 3 more times. And last one. All right, now crossing the left ankle over the right knee for the figure 4. Hold behind your right leg or in front of it, whatever you prefer. Keep the feet flexed. Breath as long as it comes in. And breath is full as it goes out. Relax your feet, roll your ankles out, and maybe stretch your right leg up for a breath. And down to release. Okay. Let's cross our legs and let the knees fall right. Turn your face left. And again, just savor the twist. We're getting ready to come up. You can use your hands to help you or not. Uncross your legs. Let's do bridge again. 3 rolling bridges. Palms face down, lift the hips. Lower the back. 2 more. Up and down. All right. And then same thing, figure 4, cross your right ankle on the left knee, lift the left leg off the ground, hold behind the left thigh, feet are flexed. Breath is flowing with control, deep and full. And then relax your feet, roll out your ankles. And if you'd like, stretch your left leg in the air for a breath. And bring it back down. Release your hands, the legs are crossed. Knees are going to gently fall towards the left. And you're going to look to the right. 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to come back to center. All right, we're going to draw the knees in for a little back massage. You can hold behind your thighs or on your shins and just freely massage out your low back. Have a little fun with it. All right, and then come to center, bring your feet back down and hands back down. Before we go into Shavasana, we are going to evoke a feeling of a piece of kelp or seaweed. I know we started with a mountain, but now we're going to come to loosen up. So lift your legs and lift your arms. They don't have to be straight by any means. Start by wiggling the tips of your fingers and your toes, loosening up your ankles and your wrists, bending your legs and your arms, moving in slower motion, like a piece of seaweed in the warm water. Having great fun with it. How often do you get to be a piece of kelp? And slowing down. Before we move into Shavasana, bless yourself with another pose that you still need, whatever that is. If you don't need anything else, just get ready for Shavasana. With careful attention, let's stretch out the right leg, then the left leg, then the right arm, then the left arm. Go ahead and breathe a breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Sinking into the ground. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, relaxing your body. I'm going to say it 2 more times. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Continue to drop your body weight into the ground and relax. Last time, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Maybe put a little smile on your lips. Make sure your eyes are closed. This is where we let our body integrate the work that we've done. We let our bodies balance and rest. This is the heart and soul of our yoga practice. Enjoy this time. As you enjoy your Shavasana, allow me to read you another little meditation called the Big Sky Mind. Overhead, the sky is boundless and limitless. It contains everything that arises. The horizon is only a perceptual or conceptual boundary that can never be reached. Even on the cloudiest day, the sky is luminous above the clouds, pervasive, limitless, and free. Awareness has the qualities of limitlessness. Awareness, it is always present, behind, between, and beyond all the ever-changing phenomena in our lives. whenever you catch yourself identifying with the mental clouds, you can simply shift your identification from the clouds to the sky itself. Realize that what you've been seeking is what you already are and have always been. Big sky mind opens us up to seeing that our true nature is this awareness within which all experience arises and passes away. Take a nice big deep breath, sorry. And bring your awareness to the toes and the fingers as we start to move them. Bring your awareness to your hands as you open and close them, to your ankles and wrists as you slowly circle them. You don't need to, but if you like, you can stretch your arms overhead, up to the sky, and then come back. All right, we're going to change our position now. So gently draw your knees close and roll over off to your right side and use your right arm like a pillow. And we're going to use this pose to nourish ourselves for 3 breaths. With each breath, nourishing yourself, comforting yourself. And soon we'll be pressing back up to mountain, back up to that mountain position. You can sit up whenever you're ready, one leg in front of the other. Again, sitting upright with your eyes closed. So I talked about the sky overhead, the awareness, the limitlessness of the sky above, and now return to the awareness of the mountain and the stability of the mountain within you. So you're covered. You can withstand the storms, the clouds. You're stable. And you've got a limitless open sky above. With that in mind, let's bring our hands to our heart. Take a deep breath. And thank yourselves for taking this time for yoga. I know you had a million other things you could have done today. So I thank you. Namaste. I'm going to stop the recording and then unmute everybody.